So this is the New Orleans Cotton Exchange building, okay? It's not there anymore, but it was built right after the Civil War, okay? The Civil War, okay? So 1870 it was opened, 1871 to be exact. And now I want you to think about this. It's the Civil War just ended in the United States. There are no airplanes, there are no interstates, there are no tractor trailers, there are no vehicles yet. There is no gasoline engine. They had one train that came through New Orleans at this time. And I just want you to take a look at this building. First of all, let's look at the streets here. Look at the streets. Look how big these bricks are. Look at this guy walking. It's not small bricks. It's, bigger than his foot, right? So they had to bring all these bricks in on horse. See, look at the wheels, wooden wheels. They had wooden wheels back then, okay? So they had to take carts like this with wooden wheels, and they had to haul all these bricks in with a horse on a dirt road, okay? Now, once they got that down, you can see they had a streetcar there, right? I don't know what powered it. I guess electricity. What kind of electricity they had, I don't know. Maybe that came after the building. But anyway, let's go back to the building, okay? First, let's look at the neighboring building here. Look at the detail on there. Look at all the detail on. Now, this is the neighboring building. So my point is, all the buildings look like this back then, right? Look at this. Look at this incredible detail. Look at this. This is all one big piece of stone that was carved out. Look at that. Now, you tell me, in a place where they had brick streets, okay? I guess they built the streets first to bring this in. And they built brick. Look at this. Look at these carvings on this building. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? 1800s, 1860s, right after the Civil War decimated the Deep South. The Deep South was in ruins after the Civil War, or the Great Reset, whichever story you believe, okay? The official, look at this. That's the date there. Is that 1861? Couldn't have been 1881 because this opened in 1871. But just look at that. Even if it was 1881, I misread it somewhere as it's only 10 years after. Look at this. Look at the detail on that. So they had to haul all this stone in on a cart that looked something like this with wooden wheels with a horse pulling it, okay? And no, they didn't come down I-10 on the interstate with a tractor trailer and throw this off. No, the stone probably came, I guess, by railway to New Orleans, this huge piece of stone, and then it was put on this building and carved out, I'm guessing. Look at all the detail up here. That's all stone, by the way. That's not, some prefab deal there. That's all hand carved with chisels and hammers. Look at this. Look at that. Look at all the windowsills. Just look at all this incredible stonework. And to know that they had to bring tons and tons of stone on railway to a city that had brick streets, wooden carts with wooden wheels that horses pulled. And they pulled all of the stone. They didn't have cranes, okay? They didn't have cranes back then. So how did they erect all this? That's several stories off the ground. How did they erect all this? To put that there. And look at all the buildings. Look at this one next door. All the buildings. So these buildings aren't there anymore. They took them down. They took them down because they didn't want people to ask questions. Because John Wolfe is asking questions right now. Where did all this stone come from? It come from some quarry in Montana on a train, and it was pulled by wooden carts with wooden wheels and horses on these really rough brick streets. I mean, isn't that incredible? Look, these guys, these men, people like that who dress like this, did not build this. This building was already here when Europeans came here. That's why they say this city was founded, okay? It was founded in 1780 something. I think it was 1780 something. They founded the city of New Orleans. They found all of this stuff here. That's what they did. They made libraries out of some of these buildings and post offices. Like, why would they build a massive post office made of stone like this? I mean, look at this. This is the neighboring building, by the way. All the buildings look like this when Europeans founded this city. Look at that. Look, it's all stone. It's all stone buildings here. Look at that. Look at the incredible.